Oh my gosh, you guys, my head is spinning just a little bit. Wow, we finished. How did we do this? Oh my gosh. Wow. I don't know how we did it all. My head is spinning. It's like birds are chirping or something. Hold on, let me get my composure together. Just a second, I'll be right back. Now, I know I told you guys to read lots of books and everything, and maybe I read too many space age novels, too many books about aliens because something strange happened to me. I don't know what to do. I started eating sugar again after like the first day the challenge ended, and apparently it's all gone to my cheeks, and I probably should go back on the no sugar part. Dang it. I was doing really good and everything. Oh well. Everywhere I went, I was just looking to see if I could be somebody's angel. And I think I developed some kind of chronic eye problem from constantly looking for who needed an angel. And maybe this is a good thing. I mean, I kind of do look like a Disney princess, you know? They always have these really huge eyes, but I don't know if they're helping me find people to serve or not. Yeah, I just don't know what to say about this one. I mean, I'm just really messed up now that you guys are gone. I don't know what to do. Um, Life's just not the same without you guys in it. Well, I've become quite the intellectual, you know. All that reading and stuff. I stopped reading about aliens and I just started reading about reading and I started learning about learning and my brain has expanded mostly through my forehead and apparently my eyebrows as well. So I don't know, this might be kind of a cool look. I have cat eyes. Well, the week we did a lot of water drinking, um, I started getting some webbing between my toes. I started getting a little bit wet and my skin started feeling a little bit moist and I don't know, I developed some frogatitis, I think. So if anyone knows if you guys know like an antidote or something, I mean, I could go sit out in the hot sun, but it keeps raining here in Arizona. We've had like a really rainy Christmas and I just don't know what to do anymore. So, I just love you guys so much. I'm so proud of you. I'm gonna miss you. I love you. You did such a good job. You made me so happy. I hope I made you happy too. Okay, I'll be right back. Let me just pull myself together. Oh my gosh, that was hilarious. That was so much fun to do. I hope you guys had a good laugh at me and my silliness. We did it. You did it, you guys. You did the challenge. You did all 12 weeks. Even if you didn't report points or count points or perfectly achieve all of your goals, you're watching this right now, which means you made it to the end. And I'm so proud of you. And thank you so much for doing this with me. This is how I live my purpose and get so much joy. And I could not do it without you. So I really appreciate you hanging in there and giving me the benefit of the doubt and just trying your best to do 1% better however much of the time you can. And I really love you and I'm so proud. Okay, so I just posted a bunch of fun stuff at the blog, all the results from last week and from the whole challenge. And I really hope you go and look at all the answers to the survey questions. I hope you go and see who got all the different points. Let's congratulate Rich Wilson right now for his 420 points. He got the most points. Not the points matter, but they don't really matter. But good job, Rich. And Mary Jane, oh, let's see. Right behind him was my mom, Mary Ann, at 418. And then Mary Jane was just right there at 399. And then I think my Aunt Renee was just right behind Mary Jane. So that was really fun. The top 4 point getters were all family members. I think that is pretty cool. But so many of you guys really worked so hard. And a lot of you guys turned in your surveys, even if you weren't keeping track of points. A lot of you have told me personally that you read the emails and you watched the videos and you were inspired, even if you weren't, checking in all the time. And I'm so glad you got whatever you needed out of this. So thank you so much for doing that. I'm really going to miss you. I'm going to miss thinking about you and, wondering how you're doing. And also, I'm always thinking about how I can help you and what can I tell you, what can I teach you, and what can I learn so that I can show you something that will help you in your path to healing or just living healthier and a more peaceful life. So I'm going to miss that, but I am going to be thinking of you because I'll have lots more to offer in the future, and we will talk about that at the end of this little message. Okay, so I just want to talk about a few things as we wrap up. I was dying laughing. On Sunday yesterday, AJ Cope, a member of my congregation, gave a talk, and he talked about atomic habits. He talked about, the aggregation of marginal gains. The talk that that Elder Dunn shared at General Conference, James Clear's book, Atomic Habits, and the British cycling team story. So I was freaking out. I'm like, what are the chances? Like the week after we wrap up the challenge, I go to church on Sunday, and that's the message. And AJ did such a great job of giving his own thoughts and message on top of, kind of tied in some things from Elder Dunn's talk. So one thing that he said that I really liked that I wanted to share with you guys was that he said something like, it's not just enough to want the outcome. We have to want the change and the changes along the way. And I thought that was really interesting. It's not like if just this outcome, this far out there goal is really the only thing you want. That's going to be a lot harder than actually wanting the things that you have to do to get there, or liking the person that you're going to change into as you go. And I really thought that was interesting. So for me, the way I kind of interpreted that was, if I don't enjoy any kind of exercise and I think I'm going to need, to exercise to get to my goal, to my outcome, that's going to be a problem. So I need to find things that I like to do. Maybe it's ice skating. Maybe it's playing ultimate frisbee. Maybe it's not going to the gym and lifting weights and running on a treadmill like a lot of people do. So I thought that was really interesting to think about ways that we can enjoy the things that we're doing along the way. Read books that you like. Read books that interest you. I love getting tips on what books to read from people that I listen to podcasts from, or just friends and family, people that I admire. I want to read what inspired them. And so I have a big, huge, long list, but I'm always just, jumping from book to book. And I swear it's kind of, it seems like divinely inspired. I'll be reading something and it'll just perfectly go with whatever I'm doing in my life. Or somebody needs some information and I just happen to be reading about it, and just kind of like Atomic Habits happened here with you guys. And anyways, so custom tailor what you're doing to get to your outcomes with things that you like, things that you enjoy, things that you're going to be able to stick with. I thought that was such a great piece of advice. But most importantly, in Elder Dunn's talk and AJ's talk, they talked about the fact that we have divine help. And that's what I try to help you guys understand too. This is not just about willpower and gutting it out and not getting any sleep and, working out super hard and starving ourselves. I mean, what kind of a life is that? Honestly, what kind of a life is that? The whole point is that we have help. We have each other, which is huge. That's what makes this challenge so fun. A lot of you guys commented on how you enjoyed doing this because not just because you got points, but other people were out there trying to get points and trying to achieve and do the same exact challenges that you were doing. And that makes it really fun. So connecting with each other is massive, but also connecting with the divine. And that's not just fun and cool because hey, there's a divine creator that knows about me or that likes me, but they have power. They have omnipotent, amazing world and universe creating power that they can use to bless your lives. They're more than happy to use it. They want to use that power to bless those who are acknowledging them, right? I mean, that's huge. So why wouldn't we reach out and ask for that help? Even if you're not sure if it's really there, why not just ask? Why not just try? It's so fun. It's so cool when it happens. I mean, this challenge started off and ended with the same talk, the same book, the same inspiration. That's divine help. That's divine intervention. For me, that just really, it's the exclamation point on top of the exclamation point. So we have so much help. Let's see here. Remember that this creator not only created the entire universe, they created you too. So I've been listening to a podcast called Unshaken by Jared Halverson, and he's been teaching about scriptures and gospel his whole life, and he just loves his life. He gets to teach people about God and how much he loves them and how to get back to him. His whole life, that's his career, and it's pretty awesome. And he talked about one thing he loves to do is to prove two contraries. So take two things that seem like they're opposites or seem that they're contrary, like justice and mercy. But actually, it's not like a good thing and a bad thing. It's two really good things, and show how they work together, and how when you find and hold both of them in your heart and mind at the same time, it's extremely powerful. So he talked about justice and mercy. One of the things he talked about was the intimate and the infinite. The infinite and the intimate. So he talked about how God is both, and how it's so important that we know that. So there's this infinite, there's this creator who created this infinite universe, beyond this universe. Maybe there's more universes out there that he's created, or she, or however you experience that in your faith. But not only did they do that, but they also created you. So there's this intimate aspect of your creator, and you can have a relationship with them. And how that's just as important as all the creations and all the power and all the majesty is their relationship with you, and to use that power and that majesty to help you in your life in all the little ways and all the big ways. And the little ways add up to big ways, kind of like we talked about. 1% every day in these different areas will change your life massively. And I hope you guys experienced that to some degree during this last 12 weeks. So there's a scripture, the scripture about how Christ knows the sparrow and when the sparrow falls from the tree. And Elder Dunn, at the end of his talk, he says, "It is he who knows when a sparrow falls that is likewise focused on the minute as well as the momentous moments in our lives, and who is ready right now to assist you in whatever your 1% quest is coming out of this conference. Because every effort to change we make, no matter how tiny it seems to us, just might make the biggest difference in our lives." And so I hope you will think about that. Every tiny little difference that we make just might have a huge effect in our lives from here on out. And so it's always worth the effort. And we always can just pick ourselves back up again and keep going and keep trying. And another contrary that I love is that we are so infinitely loved right now, exactly how we are. Yet there's so much more for us to do, and we can progress so much more. And it matters that we progress, but it also doesn't really matter because it doesn't change how loved we are. And there's nothing we can do to change the amount of love that we have from our Creator. But yet our Creator wants us to grow and improve and get better. And you know why? Because it's going to make us happy. It's going to feel great to not be stuck in the same place. So it's one of those perfect contraries that it's just like, they're both true and they're both awesome. And when you hold them both in your mind at the same time, that's where the power comes from. And that's when you really can take off. And that's what I really want for you guys. We're about to start a new year, 2022. And I love the fact that we are starting off already on a good note. We've already been working hard for 12 weeks to improve ourselves, to heal, to help others, to find more peace in our lives, to kind of realign ourselves with what we really care about. And we're going to start 2022 on that foot. That's awesome. That's a really great January. Instead of, I need to start all these New Year's resolutions and get overwhelmed and quit and feel bad and guilty. We've already felt bad and guilty. Just kidding. We are already on our way. So if you quit out of the challenge at week 5, or if you're kind of just petering out at the end, or wherever you're at, just remember, you guys have a nice little path here. You have already a worksheet. You have ideas of things that you can do that can help you feel better and heal and grow and improve every single day. These little things that we were doing every day, plus the weekly things that we were changing, implement any of those in whatever way you want to. Now, somebody was saying in the survey that they thought a neat idea how to do things differently next time, which, by the way, I love all your feedback. Thank you so much. Was to maybe focus on one thing for like 4 weeks and just really dig deep into the sleep or into the healing. And I love that. Like maybe we could do a whole year and we do each thing for a month. Wow. Wouldn't that be amazing? And I really appreciate your guys' feedback. I'm going to really, really contemplate that and put those things into practice next time I do a challenge. Okay, so let's talk about what is coming up next. My retreat is coming up February 17th through the 21st. Now, the reason I'm talking about this first is because there is nothing better than 4 full days of just tons of healing. I mean, we are going to be healing, learning, doing art, singing, eating delicious food, talking, journaling, and learning from each other's experiences all day long for 4 days, from basically 9 in the morning till like 9:30 or 10 at night. And then we'll sleep hard and start again the next day. So I really hope that you will sign up for that and come. Call me, talk to me, go to my blog or to my website, yourbeautifulsoul.net. There's information there. There's links there. There's lots of like questions and answers. There's tons of pictures, and you can always email me or call me. And if it's something you want to do, but you just cannot afford it, please don't give up on it. We can do some fundraising. Last year we got a couple people there discounted. We got someone there free. So if that's holding you back, don't let that stop you. We'll figure something out. Another thing is I would like to do, because I know at least one of you guys said that you have a big 70th birthday event for, I can't remember if it's a family member or a friend, but I thought it would be really fun to do a class where we could get together maybe once a week for 2 hours, and we could do it maybe over 6 weeks, and we can do the soul restoration curriculum that way. And it could be 3 of you, 5 of you. We could meet in person. We could meet online. I would just really, really love to do that. So we can do the soul restoration curriculum. It's a little different because we're not all together, and we're not doing it just back to back to back for 4 days, but it is still incredibly valuable. And I have done it this way already with lots of women. I have also done one-on-one. So that is available to you too. I've done a couple, maybe 2 or 3 ladies, just one-on-one. And that was fun. One of the girls was a 17-year-old girl, and her mom had come to my retreat, and she really wanted her daughter to learn all the soul restoration lessons and just all the, it's just mind-blowingly good stuff. So I did that with her, and it was awesome. It was so great. So that is definitely available. Now we can do one-on-one mentoring where it's just more open and free-flowing, or we could do one-on-one where we just do the soul restoration curriculum. But in that, we have a million excellent conversations. And we are going to work through whatever is going on in your life right now, or whatever has happened in your life before. And we're going to get rid of all the lies that you've been told, or that you've been telling yourself, or that somehow that got into your thinking. We're going to help clean out all the wounds that are infected, that need to be cleaned out, that are causing you lots of pain. They just don't need to be there. We are going to help get rid of all that. It is incredible what can happen when you really start getting rid of that stuff. And there's so much to learn. And then once you start on that healing process, you will realize that there is so much that has been waiting and piling up. So this is kind of how I picture it. When I was going through my last struggle right before I started this challenge with you guys, and I don't know if you watched the video with Hillary and Bill, but I had just been I had been trying to heal myself, and I had been trying so hard. I was reading all the things I need to read, and I was getting all these quotes and writing all these quotes down, and mantras and vision board stuff. And I felt like I was stacking all these words on top of my head, and I was just trying to heal and trying to feel better. And I was doing all the things I was supposed to be doing, but it just wasn't sinking in, and it wasn't having that transformational effect that I knew was out there and available. And what happens when you do the soul restoration, and what happened with me when I went to Maryland that day, the day that I talked to Hillary, that Hillary just showed up on my doorstep as my angel, is I just turned it over to God. And I just said, I'm doing all this stuff to learn. I just don't know how it's going to affect me, how it's going to change me. I don't know if I need divine help. I don't know how this is all going to heal me. And I just kind of felt like that day I was just cracked wide open, because I basically just turned it all over to my Creator, and I just asked for help. I asked for divine help. And then I felt like all those things that I had been learning and reading about, and all those mantras and quotes and things that were going to inspire me, I felt like because my heart got kind of cracked open, they kind of fell from my mind into my heart, and they just sunk in. And then Hillary came and knocked on my door, and it was just like I got to see myself as God sees me through Hillary's eyes. And I hope that somehow you got something like that from this. But that's really what I want to do for you with the soul restoration at my retreats and my one-on-one classes or small group classes, is to really get the stuff from up here down into here. And we really do take the time, and we know the ways to just get us cracked open So all that stuff can sink into our hearts and really change us and really heal us. And then once that happens, you just are on fire. You know the secret, you know the formula, and you know how much better you feel, and you want to share it with other people, and you will. Trust me, you will. You're just going to be like, this is amazing. Everyone needs to heal. Everyone needs to feel this love. Everyone needs to understand that incredible dichotomy of, I am so valuable exactly how I am. I'm perfect. I'm so lovable. I'm so worth fighting for. And then there's so much more for me to learn. There's so much more room for me to grow. I can be even better. God has so much more in store for me than I ever imagined. My life is so different than I ever imagined it. For so many years, I just wanted to die. I didn't think there was a solution. And then my sister died. And I realized that's not an option. I'm not going to do that to my family. And I had to figure it out. And God just led me on a journey. And the journey was amazing, but I had to stay really, really, really close to him because it was complicated and it was confusing and it was treacherous at times. But I'm here, and man, I'm a million miles away from where I used to be. And so that's the formula I want to teach you. I just want to teach you all the things that I learned. And one of the biggest things that I learned was the things I learned at Brave Girls Camp when I did soul restoration curriculum myself. That's when I really learned that, yes, I have value. It's okay to set boundaries. It's okay to take care of myself. If I don't take care of myself, no one else is going to. God can't even come in and intervene if I'm not willing to let him, if I'm not willing to just crack wide open and hand myself over to him and say, just help me, please. I'll do whatever it takes. The night before I miraculously signed up for Brave Girls Camp, the next day, I stopped begging God to fix my marriage, and I just asked him to fix me. Please just heal me, fix me. I cannot take this pain anymore. The pain was just too much, and I was done. And I just was like, I don't care what happens, just fix me and heal me. And then the next day he's like, why don't you call Melody? Just give her a little text. And then I called Melody and she says, why don't you come to Brave Girls Camp like today? And I did. I was on a plane that night to Idaho, and I went to Brave Girls Camp and experienced the best week of my life. I've never been happier in my entire life than I was there. And I was just surrounded by love and truth and healing and hope and music and good food. And then Melody said, you would be amazing at this. You should teach this at the end of the week. She was talking to me and she's just like, you would be so great. And never a greater compliment in my life. And when I got home from Brave Girls Camp, I started gathering all my craft supplies. And we had a spare bedroom that one of my kids who had just left for college wasn't using anymore. So I put a big table in there and I started gathering all my craft supplies. And I was so excited. I kept thinking of women that I wanted to have over to make truth cards with, these beautiful little artwork cards that have little truth sayings on them. It's like the core project of Brave Girls Camp, and they're so darling. And I just was like, my soul was on fire with excitement and love and joy and happiness. And I was still in the middle of the worst marriage. I had no idea what was going to happen to my life, but I knew that I wanted to help other people have the same kind of experiences that I had. I wanted them to learn how valuable they were. I wanted them to learn they're perfectly loved and valued exactly as they are, but there's so much room to heal and to grow. And I remember thinking, oh my gosh, like I used to pray to God that he would just let me die so I could get out of this marriage. And now I'm hoping he doesn't take me. Like, don't take me yet, God, because I know now what I need to do. And I'm sorry I gave up hope, and I'm sorry I used to wish that. And I'm sorry I ever said those prayers, but just ignore those. Just delete those ones from the list and just let me do this. Like, I wanted to live just so I could do that. And I knew what my purpose was, and it was amazing. And I love that feeling. And that's the feeling I'm having right now. It's the feeling I have when I work with you guys throughout the week, and when I'm thinking about you, and when I'm creating my survey questions and I'm wondering how you're doing. And so let me just say, I just love you. I love you. There is so much hope. You have no idea what is in your future. Let me tell you, I am 100% sure that you will be successful in whatever it is that you need to do to have a happy and joyful life and a wonderful life full of peace. And the road might be rocky, but the road is going straight. It might look like this close up, but far away, it's going straight up to success and happiness and joy. And really, what you have to do is you have to believe in yourself, and you have to believe in a divine creator, your truth teller that loves you infinitely. And just let that love be a part of your life and follow that path. Follow your intuition, and you'll get there. I promise. I promise. I'm nothing special. I'm just somebody who really needed help and really was willing to let it happen and let it in. Okay. Well, I'm going to miss you. Let's talk again soon. Thank you so much for watching, for doing this with me. I really do love you, and I really hope you feel my love, and just know that it's God's love for you. It's real. He is real. And he doesn't care exactly what you call him or where you are in your path of faith right now. It's enough. It's enough. And you will find each other. Just don't ever give up. Okay. We'll talk again soon.